GCSE mocks are pretty close now, well, at least for those of you doing it in November or December, so I thought it would be the perfect time to make a video on how to get a 9 in your GCSE mock exams, or at least do the best you can. This video will be split into different subjects, and basically I'm just going to tell you what I do to revise each subject and how I'm going to use different revision resources to prepare for my mock exams. Don't forget to like and subscribe on the video, and if any of you have any advice for the year 11s doing mocks this year, please do leave them in the comment section below. I'm sure loads of people would really appreciate the help. Now, in terms of English language, past papers are my best friend. Usually what you need to do is do a past paper, then take pictures of it or email it to your teacher, have them mark the past paper, get some feedback, and basically improve your English language skills like that. There's not really a way to necessarily revise English language, but getting the practice in really helps, at least for me. In terms of English literature, I find Seneca Learning really useful. I think it's a great way to recall and remember different quotes and the full text as a whole. Its UI and easy explanations are a big part of what keeps me going whilst I'm studying on Seneca, therefore making me get more work done and therefore allowing me to remember more quotes and do better in my exams. I also find writing out possible questions for English literature and then answering them a really useful way to recall and remember how to write a good essay structure, and then also sending that to your teacher might be good for some feedback. I would say to be careful on using past papers for English literature, because you could end up doing the past paper that might come up in your exams. I did already talk about how to get a 9 in maths in my previous YouTube video, but as a general rule, past papers and practice questions are the best way to revise maths. In terms of the sciences, what I like to do is split my revision into 3 different sections. First of all, there's just understand whatever you're learning. To do this, I would use maybe a video from either free science lessons or Cognito. The second thing is to memorize what you've done. I like to use flashcards. I have thousands of science flashcards that I've made over the years to help me with my science revision. And they're really useful because they use spaced repetition and active recall, because I use a website called Anki. And then the final thing is just to practice. So for the 3rd time now, I think, use practice papers or past papers and practice questions, because you're able to know what kinds of questions that you get wrong and what kinds of questions you get right, and improve off of the feedback that your teacher, if you send it to them, might give you, maybe for like a 6 marker if you answer one. In terms of RE, I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to say that I'm not very good at RE, but what I know a lot of people do use to get 9s in RE is what I'm trying to do now. As you can see, I write an exam question that possibly could come up, then I write the answer. Then what I do is I check my book to see if I used the relevant religious teachings and the relevant quotes in my answers, and try to check if my answer is correct, and then I move on to the next one. This is also called blurting, and I think it is a really good way to master RE if you can get good at it, unlike me. So I only just recently started revising for GCSE French, and in my head it sounded so simple to just use Anki. However, Anki does have a very boring UI that just makes you not want to study. So if you're not really bothered by that kind of thing, definitely use Anki. But what I'm thinking of doing is just answering questions in my CGP book and then marking them and seeing what to improve on. The traditional kind of revising. But that's really all I do to revise French.